12:40 at the Clarence River at Hall's Peak, and I think a nice sunrise is coming there in the back. Anyway, the flies are already up. It's a bit like in the desert. You hear zooming already outside with first light. Hey guys, I just wanted to give a quick update in regards to the Delter Press. The Delter Press became an addition to my AeroPress, which was my predominant coffee maker. And yeah, I really like the AeroPress. Very quick, I made a dedicated video about it, but one of my subscribers at the time told me about the Delter Press, which I purchased, and I prefer it even more, to be honest. The Delter Press is my favorite. It's a little bit more effort to clean, so if I'm very quick or if I don't have much time, I use the AeroPress, but otherwise I do use the Delter Press. The difference is the AeroPress is an infusion method. That means the coffee and the water is mixed, and then you press that through the filter and separate it that way. While the Delter Press really is more a percolator. It's more like your normal coffee machine, where your coffee ground is separate from the water, and then you press it through a paper filter here. The advantage of the Delter Press for me is, first of all, I think the coffee tastes a little bit nicer. I mean, the AeroPress is good, but I just prefer the Delter Press coffee. And what I really like, you can have, say, 1.5 brews. So you just put a bit more coffee in here and you can refill water and just press again, which you can't do with the AeroPress. You pretty much have that 1 cup and that's it. Initially, I wasn't sure how long the Delter Press would last, to be honest, because the hard, I don't know whether it's acrylic, plastic, with the seals here. Anyway, it felt a bit, no, I wouldn't say flimsy, it's not correct. Didn't feel as long living like the AeroPress. The AeroPress I would have for many years. But anyway, so the Delter Press I'm using now for probably 2 years. And it's still going strong. It has brewed quite a few coffees. Yeah, and it's still my preferred coffee press. Again, I always carry both with me, but most of the time it is a Delter Press if I have the time. I definitely can recommend it. Delter Press never sponsored me or provided me the press, nor did AeroPress. I purchased them both. If you want to purchase the Delter Press or the AeroPress, I have them in my Amazon store, and that gives me a few cents and helps the channel. So if you're in the market for one, maybe use the link in the video description. But yeah, still like it, and I'm using both. Yeah, now driving out at Halls Creek. It is steep. I mean, especially for New South Wales, it's really like the high country. We'll see how Bastian goes there. That's probably at least the steepest he's driven for that stretch of time. But the track is in good condition, well maintained, not much issue. So it's certainly fun to drive, that's for sure. Second gear, low range, and just nice and steady up. Halls Creek, we're driving now on and off really for 10 or 20 minutes maybe, and the Victron does not provide 50 amp already anymore. We are at 39 amp. Go do a quick test. Go stop here for a second. The battery is at 59%, so it really should fully charge, but it doesn't. So want to do a quick measure with my top-on This thermometer, which I've been given for testing purposes, has been proven very helpful. I actually yet have to recharge it. I use it at home quite a bit. So let's see what the temperature now is of the Victron and how quickly it derates, because I've seen 48, 49 amp initially a little bit, but not for long. After a very short amount of time, the Victron is already at 50 degrees, and that's when it throttles and really provides then 40 amp output. So just keep that in mind, that 50 amp you won't see much with the Victron. Different with the Red Arc though. The Red Arc, so far I actually have to see it throttling down, maybe a little bit, but it still stays around the 48, 49 mark. The free memory map for all with the HEMA 4-wheel drive map pack and the 25K topo maps is still my main GPS navigation solution. Quite a bit of locking going on at the moment here at the Styx State Forest. Parts of me think, shit, sad, you know, that some of these old forests is locked. At least if it's state forest, it is accessible to the public. It seems once something becomes national park, access is restricted, access becomes less and less. And so, yeah, at least state forest, you know, you have access to it. At the Styx River. Jeez, would have had some good fires in here, that's for sure. We're just driving down to Upper Wattle Flat in the Styx River State Forest. New one for me, which is awesome. Always good to see stuff I haven't seen. So this is Upper Wattle Flat and it is stunning. Wow. Yeah, Upper Wattle Flat, beautiful spot. Unfortunately the nicest spot is taken. It's a lady there. So otherwise we would have stayed here, and that is supposedly also where that platypus is every night, which we unfortunately won't see. But that was funny.
What the fuck?
That was a water dragon.
Oh.
That dived pretty well. Where was he?
Oh, I just shot a and he came, like I had my foot here and he just came through here.
Oh yeah, it was a water dragon.
Fuck me.
Just by chance I found a little side track which we followed, quite overgrown, but that brings us to another campground I think, and it's a bit very mild four-wheel driving but nice long river crossing, so I did go into low range. Oh, there's a bit mud coming here. Let's hope we don't get bogged, because we're still not running the best pressure here. I'm on something like 24 or so, but should be all right. Yeah, and it's interesting track here, you know, at least yeah, gauge four-wheel drive. So nice, yeah, but quite overgrown here. Well, that actually turns out not a bad track. I can't see shit here. That's steep. Yeah, not a bad little track. That's pretty steep here, and I just hope it leads us somewhere, otherwise we have to go that all back, but supposedly brings us somewhere to the Styx River. It's not on many maps, to be honest. Nice. Pretty nice, huh?
Very nice.
Bit of a drive in. I don't think it's too much camping really here. It seems to be private property on the other side. There's an old Okay, now the track goes back up here, pretty rutted. We probably give that a miss because Sebastian doesn't have any lockers. Again, this is one of these little gems which you only find if you follow the path less traveled. Doesn't always pay off, but in many cases like here it certainly does. Stunning little spot. While it was a nice spot, it wasn't suitable really for camping, and we still wanted to see the third campsite. I was hoping if we continued on it would bring us to the campsite, so we decided to go up the next hill. Again, the video doesn't do it justice. The hill was pretty steep and quite rutted, and this was the easy part. Nothing highly technical, but still enough to keep you interested, and certainly for Bastian an interesting drive, as this was only his fourth or fifth four-wheel drive in total. Good on ya. It was the last ascent to that little plateau, and you see that it's not often used and quite narrow. I think we call it a day here and head back. We'll need to do some tree cuttings. I don't think our Bastian's car set up for it yet. Oh, because at the end we don't know what's gonna come ahead. So doesn't look like it. Reasonably steep up there. Fairly narrow at the bottom, the gully. I mean, clearly cars have driven it, but while Bastian's Land Cruiser was a capable vehicle, it wasn't yet equipped with diff lockers, and the massive rooftop tent wasn't ideal for the narrow gaps between trees we could see ahead. Sometimes wisdom in four-wheel driving means knowing when to turn back. With Bastian's rig not yet fully kitted out for this level of challenge, we decided to save this particular adventure for another day. However, it definitely was an interesting trek, and in parts for sure required low-range four-wheel drive. We made it back safe and sound to the Y intersection and then made our way towards Pantone Point. This time around we were very lucky because I reckon the best spot in the whole campground was available, and we drove down to secure it just before someone else rocked up. Little prank for Bastian. He's away, and I found a P-Plater sign down there, and I'm gonna fit that to his car. He did actually pretty well because he's new to all of that, except the reversing. That was very zigzaggy. Let's see if he finds that, or when. The rest of the afternoon we spent what we have become quite accustomed to, doing sweet or nothing. Coming up next time, Bastian takes on the art of reversing with, let's say, varying degrees of success. We uncover some cracking riverside camp spots that are definitely worth a return visit. I managed to temporarily misplace Bastian in the forest tracks, a good lesson in convoy protocols, and we take in the spectacular views of Point Lookout. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please keep in mind this is a self-funded channel. So I would greatly appreciate if you could help me out by sharing, liking and subscribing. And if you can, please consider head over to Patreon or buy me a coffee. And with the equivalent of a cup of coffee or two per month, you can really help me making these videos. Thanks a lot for watching and see you along the tracks.